welcome back to another episode of the Gaming Grounds channel. I am your host, Action Jack, and today is a fantastic day, depending on when you're watching this. But today was a great day. Today was the Switch 2 pre-order day for North America. I believe Canada as well, but I am in North America, so that is what I will be speaking on. I do not want to speak on regions that I have not experienced and I am not privy to. So, first and foremost, the reason why I'm making this video was to, one, kind of send my congratulations to those of you that were able to actually get a pre-order and whatever way you went about doing it, whether it was online or if it was in person. Kind of like I did myself. I went to GameStop and got my stuff pre-ordered, but then also want to discuss some of the interesting videos I've seen as well. To kick it off, as I mentioned, congratulations to those of you that actually got your pre-orders. I got mine via GameStop. I went around like 9 a.m. today and was able to get into 31st place. My GameStop had 80 of the Mario Kart World bundles, and they had 40 of just your regular Switches. Then with us being 31st, they started passing out when we got closer to 11 o'clock. They started passing out these pamphlets that would showcase what you could pre-order. So the first page was more of like the bundles and the pricing for everything, and accessories, as well as like protection plans and things of that nature. And then on the second page were like day one games that were coming up, and then of course a little bit more information in detail. So with that, I would say that was maybe like the one downside about this entire pre-order for GameStop. I am privy and I'm aware that Split Fiction and Cyberpunk 2077, as well as Sonic Cross's Shadow Generation, is coming day one. These games were not on that list. Now, I was still able to pre-order these games because when I got up front, once I got in, which by the way, at this GameStop, they were only letting 4 people in at a time. So even though we kicked off at 11 o'clock, I didn't even get a chance to really, do my pre-order until 12 o'clock, which no issue. I didn't have anything else going on today, but I got in there at 12 because they were doing 4 at a time. And then I even got to do an interview, which I don't know where it will get posted or or how it's gonna come out, if I'm even able to see it. But it was just a audio interview, just kind of asking my experiences with lining up, to do these pre-orders, and also kind of going into the conversation about the midnight releases coming up on June 4th. So that was pretty interesting to get randomly picked out of, I say maybe 50 plus people that were out there, as well as like all of the other pedestrians that were just there, whether they were going to Village Inn, which is a place to eat, where they were going to T-Mobile, going to the bank. They were all kind of like, why are you guys here? So the GameStop I'm in is in a plaza. So you have to stand in front of those establishments to even get into the GameStop. And seeing people from Starbucks record us standing in line, and they just really had no clue until somebody decided to get up enough courage to come and ask us what in the world we were even lining up for. And it was pretty interesting to kind of see everyone's responses. But to go back to what I was mentioning about the problem area, they didn't have third-party games listed on this piece of paper that they handed to everybody to look at maybe 30 minutes before the pre-orders were set to start. And like I said, it was very interesting because when I got to the counter, the guy asked me what I wanted to pre-order, and I told him, I was like, look, I want to get the Mario Kart World bundle, and I see that you have the Switch 2 camera here, and then the Pro Controller as well, but I don't see any of the games I want to pre-order. Like, I'm not one that wanted to get any of the Switch 2 edition games, solely because I already have Tears of the Kingdom, I already have Breath of the Wild, so I'm only going to pay $20 for those upgrades. And then I plan to get Kirby used for, I think I've seen it for like $30, and then just pay $20 for the upgrade, which then would put me at $50. So I don't plan to go the Switch 2 edition route. I'm not handing it to anybody for them to borrow with the DLC. This is for me. If you want to play it, come to the crib. So that's just my take on it. I know there are people that are interested in it. That's on you, but that just wasn't my thing. But solely, they just did not have third parties listed. So whenever I mentioned like, hey, I want to get Split Fiction, I want to get Cyberpunk 2077, I'm looking for Hogwarts, like all those games that are third party that should have been on that list. He was like, oh yeah, we have them. Like, yeah, you can pre-order them, and they had the barcodes on the desk. It's just for whatever reason they were not on the paper. So I don't know the rhyme or reasoning behind it. My wife was like, well, maybe they just didn't have enough space. I was like, well, they gave us 2 sheets of paper. They could easily have added a third sheet that had third parties that were coming out day one. Like that day one list was very slim, but had they added everything that was actually coming day one, it would have been a lot bigger. When you talk about, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Yakuza 0, and I think the only third party they had up there was Street Fighter 6. So that was kind of weird. But all in all, it was still a great experience. I woke up this morning at my usual time around like 5 o'clock in the morning, and to see everybody's responses when it came down to Best Buy. It seems like Best Buy was Best Buy. It looks like they started late, had queue issues. And Best Buy has been a headache for me in the past as well, even in person. Best Buy has been a thorn in my behind. So I opted not to even deal with Best Buy for one, previous issues, but then also two, I had my trade-ins with GameStop to kind of pay everything off for the most part. I still have a little bit owed because of me getting the Pro Controller, and as well as some extra games, but that'll be cared for that day before when I go and turn my Switch in. So all in all, everything worked out well, and I was surprised that you can't pre-order Joy-Cons. Like Joy-Con 2s are just not available to purchase, which is very interesting. Like I thought for sure, along with the Pro Controller, we would have the Joy-Con 2s there to purchase as well, but yeah, apparently that's not a thing. So that's very interesting to see. I'm looking forward to that, especially with the kids, with me getting rid of my older Joy-Cons and then having those features with Jamboree, with the upgrade pack, or the DLC, if you will. That's something we want to play. I don't know when Dragon Drive is going to come out, so that's another thing that's going to utilize 2 Joy-Cons for 1 player. So of course I'm going to need another set if I'm going to play local co-op, right? So all in all, I was able to get the Pro Controller, and then of course the Joy-Cons that will come with it. So we'll work with it until the Joy-Cons or the extra Joy-Cons become available. So like I said, great experience on my end on GameStop. I was not getting into the online situation. Did that during the pandemic with the PlayStation and the Xbox, and just got tired of just hitting refresh, and hoping and praying that something came through. And apparently there are pre-orders being canceled via Target. I don't know if Best Buy are canceling. I don't know if Walmart's canceling. The only thing I've really seen for Walmart is that some people may not get it day one. Some may get it like on the 10th or a little bit later on. But all in all, those people have their pre-orders. It's just they don't look for day one. And then for whatever reason, Amazon and Nintendo still have this rift with one another. So you can't pre-order through them. So it is what it is. But it was a good experience, and I'm happy that it's all said and done, it's finalized, and now we just kind of wait for the midnight release. But it was interesting to see kind of like the responses too for those that were not as successful. You kind of feel for those that really wanted to get one, and they were more or less prepared. They knew that they had to have a midnight situation, and they had their stores that they wanted to visit, or their particular store they wanted to visit, I should say. Heard stories about people having multiple tabs open, which, I think Jake Randall was mentioning that may have been an issue of having multiple tabs open, not being prepared with your pay option. So it was a plethora of issues that comes along with doing things online. While it's convenient, it comes with its issues. But I expected disappointment in the nature of not being able to get one, but not in the sense of like, oh, this was Nintendo's fault. And that's what I'm seeing as well, as like the reason why I didn't get my pre-order wasn't Best Buy's fault, wasn't GameStop's fault, or Target's or Walmart's. It was Nintendo's, because they just either didn't produce enough, which we don't even know how much they produced. B, they don't have enough stock to try to showcase that there is some hype or a need or a demand for their device. I don't know why they would fake having a short supply. That doesn't make business sense. If you really stop and think about it, that just doesn't make business sense, especially when you're a big company like Nintendo and you're doing a worldwide release, and it's not even staggered. It's the same day worldwide release. So that doesn't benefit you in the slightest, because you run the risk of losing a potential customer because you show that you're low on stock on purpose. That just doesn't make any sense. But I understand that is some form of hate. But then also too, the third one that kind of confused me is I wasn't able to get one, and Nintendo, this is your fault, and you should, like, this is going to discourage X, Y, and Z subset group of people. And this is that one argument that works my nerves. Like, if you are not a parent, stop speaking for a parent. If you are not a teacher, you're not a veteran, you're not this, that, stop speaking for those people. Because the narrative, and I'm not going to mention the creator that put the video up because he makes great content, is just like anybody, you just don't agree with what they're talking about sometimes. But his main argument was, I went everywhere, I tried everything, and I still didn't get one. And because of this, Nintendo wasn't able to have enough stock for everybody. So what about the parents that are looking to get these and they weren't able to get it, and now they got to tell their kids, blah, 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 blah. First and foremost, as a parent, if you can't acquire something that is not a necessity for your kids, suck it up. That's just what it is. Like, as a parent, you let your kids know, if you are parenting them the right way, this is a luxury. This isn't a need. This is a luxury. This is a want. So if I'm able to pre-order it, cool. But if I'm not able to pre-order it, so what? There is better things to do in life. There are other things to do in life, and there are other opportunities to pre-order this thing. It's not like this is the one time you can get it, and from here on out you can never get it again. That is the furthest thing from the truth. And then, especially when we bring in the argument of Christmas, most people wait until Black Friday to do that shopping anyway, to get deals, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have a Mario Kart World bundle again this year, the same way we have Mario Kart 8 deluxe bundles every Christmas for the first Switch. So I don't understand that narrative. And it's always, to me, it comes off as a means to complain and a means to try to find some group to partner with you on, yeah, he's right, like the parents are just in disarray, and they're just gonna have to go tell Timmy, I wasn't able to get this pre-order, so now I don't know what to do. That's not how that works. Like, it's not even close. The other example I can give was when the Xbox One situation, since we were getting those Don metric comparisons to Doug Bowser just not too long ago. And, he mentioned the whole argument around that was the DRM situation, having to do the online check-ins, had nothing to do with the one being available over the 360. It had nothing to do with what people are trying to say that it was. But he was saying that, DRM, that was a thing that was coming, and ironic, I mean, it's around, but just not to the extent people thought it was going to be. But all in all, people were like, well, what about the veterans? The veterans, they wouldn't have internet if they're overseas and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, you choose the one group that would leave the country, and most don't leave the country. Like, you realize there's a lot of people that never deploy. Like, so they would never be in that scenario. But coming from somebody that has deployed multiple times, trust and believe we are okay. Like, we always have internet connections. We always find a way to game. We have USOs to where they have consoles, controllers, games, and the internet. Like, we're not out there in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do for life. Like, you do what you got to do for the day. You either go chill in your chew, you chill in your bunker, whatever it is that you're in, or whatever you have. And then if you're fortunate enough, wherever you're deployed to, you have a USO. And then within that USO, that's where most people go and unwind, whether they want to go watch a football game, basketball game. At the time we were, I think Power was pretty big, like it was just getting started. So actually not Power, Empire was pretty big at the time when I went. So that was everybody's big thing as well. So we're not just some sitting in the desert, nothing to do group of people. Like, I'm retired now, but well, not retired, but I got out, I've been out for like 8 years now. So that's why I don't like when people do stuff like that. Don't speak on behalf of another group that you don't fall in just because you want to have something to complain about. If you don't like the fact that you weren't able to get a pre-order, that's justified, because you feel like you did everything that you needed to do to actually acquire what it is that you wanted. Unfortunately, you were not lucky enough, and there will be another come around. Nintendo has their lottery pick that is supposed to happen on May 8th, if I'm not mistaken, if you registered with them. So you have another opportunity, and I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be some people within a store, or some stores that's going to have extra stock, whether it be because they were sent or because somebody decided to pull out at the last minute. Because let's be honest, every generation there's somebody that goes in with the idea of getting it, and then the pre-orders are cool. So like in GameStop situation, $50 down for the console, $5 for the game. But then as we get closer to the time frame, they were not able to either save up enough or trade in enough, and money's funny, and so they just decide to say, you know what, I'm just going to pull out. So there's possibilities. It's not the end of the world, but if you're going to be upset about the situation, be justified in that situation, but just be upset at the fact that you were not able to get it taken care of. Not because, oh, Nintendo found a way to make this happen, and that's just why you weren't able to get one. And then what about the parents, and what about the veterans, and what about little Timmy? And it's very stupid narrative. It really is. So, and like I said, I'm saying that as a parent and as a veteran that went through generations to where people were using that excuse that were not veterans, that were not active, and were not parents. So please stop with the BS, because now it's just adding on to the dumb stuff that we already deal with on Twitter on a daily basis for those that are content creators or frequent users of said device, of the platform. So say all that to say, once again, congratulations. If you were not so favorable in the situation, I feel for you, but there will be other opportunities. Most of you know that if you are a hardcore gamer and you're always there at day one. If you are a casual, there will be other opportunities. Be aware of people like Jake Randall, Nintendo Prime, Wario 64. I'm pretty sure at some point Fat Kid Deals is going to post something. GameStop is posting, Walmart's posting. I haven't seen anything from Target posting on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure they may have. Best Buy, I try my best to stay away from them. Best Buy has become just a digital front store. Even for the big store that we have in my local location, you can see they're trying their damnedest to get rid of physical everything, but yet there's like 1,000 TVs on the floor in every section. Like, you shouldn't have TVs in the kitchen section, the TV section, as well as like the computer section, because you have too many of them. Best Buy is a hot mess. They're pretty sure they're going to go the way of Circuit City pretty soon. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Please put down in the comments if you were successful. If you were not successful, let me know, like, how do you plan about going to actually acquire one? I just please plead with everybody, please don't go the scalper route. I see a lot of people fighting the good fight of going to report those pages on eBay, which I think is amazing, and I might actually try to do myself. But yeah, just be patient. June 5th is a little more than a month away, but there'll be more stock for sure, and Nintendo's just trying to play catch up, along with our Orange Ranger making it difficult for us in itself. It looks like he's backing down himself as well, so we'll definitely have more. And then on top of that too, I almost forgot, for future games, when we look at games like our sports games, and then you think about COD and GTA and all those other games, I'm curious to see if those games actually come. I know Oblivion did a shadow drop on Tuesday. Curious to see if that shows up. Hearing rumors that that's the thing. But then also too, just a quick message before I close out. EA and 2K, I plead with you, show us gameplay before we're a month out from your actual game releasing. I see that you're getting ready to do Madden 26 and College Football 26, which was kind of strange that you announced Madden 26 is coming to the Switch too, but not College Football 26. So that makes me wonder, like, is the MVP bundle coming or is it not? So I'm curious, but all in all, I want to see gameplay, because Madden or EA and 2K do this crap every year. They spend more time giving you commercials of real people instead of showing you gameplay. And then even when they do show you gameplay, they do these quick little snippets mixed in with real footage, and you're like, okay, well, what is the game and what's different about the game? So they spend literally like a month doing this quick press run of when it's coming out, what's new, what's not, blah, 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 blah. Like, and it doesn't really give you really give you time to digest like what it is that you may want to go pre-order, what you may want to go get. um I'm only supporting in the fact that, I feel like these will be great versions of the games, but if it's some BS, I'm not touching it. Like, I don't care how bad I want Madden or 2K, the current versions on on this device, if they come with some BS trying to say like, oh, we didn't have time and we're gonna do better next year, similar to what they've done with PC, similar to what they've done with previous generations, then yeah, they can miss me with it, because it is just, it's one of those things of, I love the idea and I want to put my wallet where my mouth is in the sense of supporting, because I want you here. But if you're going to give me nothing but piss poor excuses and we didn't have time and we couldn't do this and we couldn't do that and the game is broken, miss me with it. Y'all been in the game for way too long to be doing this. And in all honesty, I feel like EA or Madden itself has really been on a decline since the 360 era. You know what I'm saying? So is what it is. I don't play online, so that's why I'm always focused on the single player. I'm always focused on like the my player stuff. So whether it's good online or not, that really doesn't concern me. I'm a single player type player to build up my character, take them through their career. Like, that's what I'm looking for. And the crap that 2K pulled last year with 2K25, with them empty buildings and, the same like dialogue and everything else, like that was a phone in trash product, dude. Like, that was horrible. But you find a way to make it work, but I shouldn't have to do that. So EA, 2K, show people footage so that way they want to go pre-order the thing, instead of showing us this commercial with no gameplay and you're saying go pre-order. What am I pre-ordering? What's different about this from 25? Please let me know something. And then on top of that, if you're going to do this, do it right. Please, I beg. I will give you my 70. I will give you my 70 if you would just be upfront, like upstanding individuals, knowing there's no other football game on the market, and 2K knowing no other basketball game is on the market. Don't phone this in, man. Please don't phone this in. But say all that to say, thank you all. Like I said, leave your comments down at the bottom if you were successful or not. What games are you looking for? What games did you pre-order? What accessories did you pre-order? I got the camera and also the Pro Controller. So looking forward to all that. But without further ado, I have been your boy, Action Jack, and I look forward to hearing your comments below. Catch y'all later. Peace.